Good morning, students. Today in economics, we are going to learn lesson number 3, poverty as a challenge. This chapter deals with one of the most difficult challenges faced by independent India, that is poverty. Students, in our daily life, we come across many people who we think are poor. They could be daily wage workers at construction sites or child workers in dhabas. They could also be the beggars. Okay. So students, in this chapter we are going to learn about poverty in detail. Okay. Now, what do you mean by poverty? Poverty is a condition in which a person lacks the financial resources and essential things to enjoy minimum standards of life. So what do you mean by poverty? Poverty is a condition wherein the person lacks the financial resources. The person doesn't have money to fulfill his basic needs like food, clothes and shelter. Okay. It is the most difficult challenge faced by independent India. As per the poverty report 2011-12, roughly 270 million, that is 27 crore people in India live in poverty. This means India has the largest single concentration of the poor in the world. So students, as per the poverty report 2011 to 12, how many people in India live in poverty? Yes, roughly 270 million. That is 27 crore people in India live in poverty. Okay, so you can imagine the number of people living in India in poverty. Now let us discuss about the two typical cases of poverty. Students, you need to understand that poverty is not only seen in rural areas, but it is seen also in urban areas. Okay. So let's discuss about the urban and the rural case. First, let us start with urban case. Ram Sharan is a daily wage laborer in a wheat flour mill near Ranchi in Jharkhand. He earns around rupees 1,500 per month when he finds employment, which is not often. He supports his family of 6 persons, besides sending some money to his old parents. His wife Shanta Devi works as a part-time maid and earns rupees 800. His elder son also works and earns rupees 300. His 10-year-old daughter takes care of the younger siblings. None of the children go to school. New clothes are bought only when the old ones become unwearable. Shoes are a luxury. The younger kids are undernourished. They have no access to health care when they fall ill. Students, just have a look at this image. Here you can see Ram Sharan, okay, his old parents, Shanta Devi, his wife. Here you can see his elder son who works as a helper in a tea shop. 10-year-old daughter who takes care of the younger siblings. Okay. Now this family is quite poor. We had learnt, right? Now let us talk about the rural case. Lakha Singh belongs to a small village near Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. His family does not own any land, so they do odd jobs for big farmers and earns rupees 50 per day. Sometimes they get some food grains or vegetables instead of cash. Lakha Singh is not literate and his family of 8 people lives in a kacha hut near the edge of the village. They cannot always manage 2 square meals a day. They have no access to health care, cannot afford new clothes or even soap or oil. Students, here in this image you can see Lakha Singh. Now, as his family doesn't own any land, they need to do odd jobs for the big farmers. At times, they get paid rupees 50 for a hard day's work. They cannot always manage 2 square meals a day. Now, what do you mean by square meal? Square meal referred to full balanced meal. Okay. They don't have access to health care. They cannot afford new clothes or even soap or oil. So I hope you have understood both urban and rural case. These two typical cases illustrate many dimensions of poverty. They show that poverty means hunger and lack of shelter. It is also a situation in which parents are not able to send their children to school, or where sick people cannot afford treatment. Poverty also means lack of clean water and sanitation facilities. It also means lack of a regular job at a minimum decent level. So students, what is poverty? Poverty means hunger and lack of shelter. It is also a situation in which parents are not able to send their children to school as they don't have money, or where sick people cannot afford treatment. Okay. Poverty also means lack of clean water and sanitation facilities. It also means lack of regular job at a minimum decent level. Poor people are in a situation in which they are ill-treated at almost every place. You would have seen, right? Most of the poor people are ill-treated at almost every place, like in farms, factories, government offices, hospitals, railway stations, etc. Now, these two cases clearly prove Mahatma Gandhi's statement that India would be truly independent only when the poorest of the country become free of human suffering. So according to Gandhiji, when will our country become truly independent? Yes, India would be truly independent only when the poorest of the country become free of human suffering. Okay. Now, let us talk about poverty as seen by social scientists. Since poverty has many facets, social scientists look at it through a variety of indicators. Now, usually the indicators used relate to the levels of income and consumption, isn't it? But now, poverty is looked through other social indicators like illiteracy level, lack of general resistance due to malnutrition, lack of access to health care, lack of job opportunities, lack of access to safe drinking water, sanitation, etc. So, what are the parameters set by the social scientists for poverty? Yes, it is illiteracy level, lack of general resistance due to malnutrition, lack of access to health care, lack of job opportunities, lack of access to safe drinking water, sanitation, etc. Hope you all have understood. The most commonly used indicators for poverty analysis are social exclusion and vulnerability. Now let us learn more about social exclusion and vulnerability. Social exclusion. According to this concept, poverty is seen in terms of the poor, who are living in a poor surrounding with poor people. They are excluded from enjoying social equality of better off people in better surroundings. Now let me explain this in detail. Students, you would have seen poor people living in slum areas, isn't it? So people living in slums are excluded from facilities and benefits like clean surroundings, good roads, and clean water supply that people who are better off enjoy. So in short, poor people are excluded from enjoying social equality of better off people in better surroundings. Hope it is clear. In India, caste system is based on social exclusion. So people belonging to a certain caste, that is scheduled tribe, scheduled caste, backward caste, okay, they are prevented from enjoying equal facilities, benefits and opportunities that others enjoy. So this cause more damage than having a very low income. Students, I hope it is clear. Now let us talk about vulnerability. Now what is vulnerability? It is a measure which describes the greater probability of certain communities or individuals of becoming or remaining poor in the coming years. Now who are included in this? Let us see. They are the members of a backward caste or individual like widow or physically handicapped person. So these people, they are more prone to poverty. Okay. It is determined by the options available to different communities for finding an alternative living in terms of assets, education, job, health, etc. So vulnerability is determined by the options available to different communities for finding an alternative living in terms of assets, education, job, health, etc. For example, landless farm laborers with limited options for education, healthcare, employment are more vulnerable to remain poor in the years to come in comparison to farmers who own land. Vulnerability is also analyzed by the ability of these communities to face greater risks like natural disasters, earthquakes, tsunami, terrorism, etc. The group which face greater risk at the time of natural calamity are called vulnerable groups. So the people, those who are already poor or do not have the means to cope up with such hard times are more vulnerable to poverty in the times to come. So no problem for rich people as they have money in their bank account. But problem is faced by the poor people who are already poor. Okay, and this group which face greater risk at the time of natural calamity are called vulnerable groups. I hope it is clear, students. Now it's time for quiz. I hope you all are ready for the quiz. Question number 1. Who advocated that India would be truly independent only when the poorest of its people become free of human suffering? Option A, Mahatma Gandhi. Option B, Indira Gandhi. Option C, Jawaharlal Nehru. Option D, Subhash Chandra Bose. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, option A, that is Mahatma Gandhi is the correct answer. Next question. Which one from the following is considered as poor? Option A, a rich landlord. Option B, a businessman. Option C, a landless laborer. Option D, a doctor. Yes, which is the correct answer? Once again, I'll read out the question for you. Which one from the following is considered as poor? A rich landlord, a businessman, a landless laborer, a doctor. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, it is option C, a landless laborer. A landless laborer is considered as poor. Next question. What causes social exclusion in society? Option A, income. Option B, education. Option C, family. Option D, caste system. Yes. Yes, students, which is the correct answer? Yes, it's option B, caste system. Caste system causes social exclusion in society. So students, I hope you all have understood whatever we have learned today. The remaining topics we will cover in our next video. Okay, don't forget to read the textbook. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.